the Kasuri Lamba revelations constitute a viable basis for dialogue, or whether they are now overtaken by events?
Definitely they were. They were a basis for dialogue and taking things forward. But now I don't think anybody is willing to talk about Musharraf's 4-point formula or whatever it was. Basically, there is only one point and there is only one way that there can be a settlement. You know, if you talk to the Kashmiris, he says, I want a full and final settlement to Kashmir. There is no full and final settlement, let me tell you. It will never happen. But there is a way to settle, and the settlement is on the line of control. All you need is 1 point. You don't need 4 points. You settle on the line of control, you'll have peace for the next 15 years. And this is what Farooq Abdullah has been saying.
If we are willing to do that, are the Pakistanis willing to do that and surrender their public claims?
Well, when Musharraf said 4 points, this is what it meant. This was the crux of the whole thing. The rest was only cosmetic, you know.
But the cosmetics were important.
Yeah, they were important.
Joint,
they could have happened, coming and going and trade. And
joint institutions.
Yeah, that's okay. That was easy. But the basic thing is, we can only settle on the line of control. And it can happen, it should happen.
Right, sir. Okay, let's not go into these existential issues on which you and I and General Durrani cannot solve it right now. Let me turn a slightly different subject. The two of you wrote a book together. And it raises a very good question, which is, do you think that you spies understand each other better than we politicians do, and that certainly generals do across the borders? Are you perhaps in a better position to resolve our misunderstandings than the politicians are?
That's a beautiful question. It's a great question that I would love to answer. Because, you know, you mentioned 26/11. And a lot of things happened after 26/11. There was a lot of apprehension in the West that these two nuclear-mad countries might go to war and things like that. And that's when the Track 2 started, initiated mostly by the United States and Britain. And to begin with, all and sundry, everybody was invited, and I attended some of those Track 2 meetings. And then the military people said we should have an exclusive Track 2. So there was a military Track 2 between India and Pakistan. And then my friend General Durrani suggested that if there can be a military Track 2, then why not an intelligence Track 2? And the intelligence Track 2 actually brought out the most honest and truthful results. Now, I'm not saying that spooks can solve everything. Spooks are there only to advise at best. The settlements have to be made by people like you, sir, by politicians. But I can make a suggestion to you now, having read your op-ed, this thing in the Express, that if you are prepared to go to Pakistan, I'm willing to accompany you. And let's go and check it out there.
Let's go and check it out. I think we'll have to ask Mr. Modi first whether he'd like that or not.